Nick, it's way too early to kind of organize the depth chart. Of course, we know that Alvin Kamara will be number one on the running back depth chart, but let's go through that list and kind of see how it shakes out after AK. We talked about Kendrick Miller in the last segment about how he switched his uniform and he's looking pretty good in these OTAs, but those are non-contact situations. But you got other players on the team like Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Devin Neal. Kind of how do they shake out towards the back of that running back depth chart?
Yeah, it's a good question. Like, I don't even really know who number 2 is at this point. I think that's even up for grabs. It's impossible to really know who or what anybody is at this point at that position because, as you said, no contact or anything. They aren't running the ball. You aren't really blocking anyone. Kind of got to learn how to be assignment sound. I find it fascinating that Devin Neal, when they split up at the end of the practices, like with the one in the first half of the twos on one end of the field, and then like the second half of the twos and the threes on the other end of the field, Devin Neal's down at the far end. Kendrick Miller's down at this end. Yarns is down at this end with Alvin and Miller. Clyde's at the other end. Like it's fascinating to me. So it isn't just like a rookie thing. Like Stutzman's down there with the first group. So it's not just like it's a rookie thing. It's kind of this is where they're at right now. It's probably in part a little bit of a rookie thing because you haven't been able to show anything, but it's not purely that. So, and Stutzman, to be fair, probably has more of an opportunity to show his talent than anyone else. Given that he's actually able to like make plays at linebacker and the linebackers aren't. But I say all that to say, I mean, I think it's totally up for grabs right now. And I don't know who's the betting favorite to be number 2.
Right now, I think you have to say Clyde Edwards-Helaire because of his veteran experience. But then you look
Clyde
at
is the number 2 running back. I say no to that. I think it's
no. Who do you put? Kendrick up there or Devin Neal?
I mean, you're breaking out carries, touches, all this stuff. Like I think number 2 is probably between Kendrick and Neal probably for me. Maybe you're right though. Maybe you're right.
But no, because I'm thinking about even last season in the offseason when you come in, you have Alvin. Then you had Jamal Williams. Then you had Kendrick going like later into those drills. I don't know if that was a health punishment type of thing between him and DA or some of those other people. But I mean, you just don't know because of the variability on this team. Now, Yarns, sleeper guy, he was looking pretty decent in some of those drills, but those are drills. Those aren't actual running plays to see how people are going to shake out in there. But no, I mean, I think you really kind of can't go wrong with any configuration. But I mean, there's no way Devin Neal is over Kendrick right now, huh?
I don't know. I mean, I think that's to be determined, but I like just based on talent. Like I got to say, man, I like
that's two separate questions.
Well, based on talent, ability, touching the ball, all of it. Like I would be surprised. I would be surprised by Clyde. I would be a little bit surprised by Clyde. Yeah. It could be, but I think that's a 2-headed race probably between Kendrick and Devin for number 2. And then I feel like Clyde's got to prove he needs to make like he should be on the team. Like he was out of the league. Like the Saints got him. Yeah. I mean, look, I think there's talent and ability there, and there's a lot of stuff that was like in his way of being successful that was outside of football. And like maybe if he cleans that stuff up. I mean, obviously, very talented player, highly drafted, had a great rookie season. Things kind of went a little bit off from there. So like he could absolutely. I feel like he has more to prove than the other guys though.
You think Clyde Edwards-Helaire has more to prove than Kendrick Miller?
Yeah, probably so. I mean,
okay.
There's probably
Clyde. I mean, that's fair because he missed so much of time for different things.
Clyde's already reached the point where a team gave up on him. Like Kendrick hasn't had a team give up on him yet. So like he's a little bit further down. Like he's already hit.
That's fair.
Now he's trying to get to the redemptive arc. I mean, Kendrick's got just as much though. At least Clyde's shown a little bit something, but like he's so far removed from that success. I feel like if you're sitting down and you're a team, and obviously they have nothing to do with this. Like they have no part in bringing him into this building, Kellen and all them guys. But like if you're sitting there in the front office and you're having that conversation, I feel like it's easier to give up on, push come to shove, coin flip. I think Kendrick wins a coin flip over Clyde right now.
I think too.
Before seeing camp. before seeing camp, as we sit here today, by the end of camp, that might be completely different. But as we sit here today, I feel like Kendrick wins a coin flip over Clyde.
And I completely agree because of just his physical makeup, his on-field skill, his youth, all of that. I think all of those factors do contribute to that. But I think another fresh start. You know what I mean? I really didn't even think about it at first when we were talking about the jersey number swaps because he carried over this jersey number from last year. But I think this new location for Clyde is another fresh start. And like you said, talent-wise, skill-wise, completely different. But I do think that Kendrick,
which is a wild thing to say because Clyde was like a first-round pick, right? Like it is a wild thing to say.
Exactly. Yeah. He was right. He was riding off of that high of that 2019. That 2019 LSU team. I mean, that's a documentary in itself on the skill that was on that team and how everything worked together. But yeah, that is a wild thing to say. But I think even right now with this running back room, it's just so much because if you look at Devin Neal's college tape, it's like, well, clearly this guy should be damn near number 2 on this list. If you know what I mean, if things happen the way that they're seeming to be happening, but it's so much talent on there that's just getting lost in this. And we haven't really even talked about yards or anything like that yet. Who can stick their knife into the pig at some point too? So I just
what?
Hey man, if you haven't already, make sure you check out Big Poppy Smokehouse, the best barbecue in the land. That's all.
What is stick your knife in the pig, man?
Sometimes
I've never heard that before.
Knife in the pig, man.
Sometimes is that a common saying?
I don't think so.
Have you ever heard that before?
It's a Brandonism, man.
Okay, all right.
That's what it is. Sometimes
you're claiming you just coined this?
Yes.
All right.
I don't think I've heard this. That's a Brandonism, man. I've seen him do a hog and then stick it in there to make sure that skin will pop. And when that skin pop and it pop a certain way, then hey, it is what it is. I'm serious. It makes sense. Okay. It makes sense when you're around that kind of stuff.
No, all right. I mean, it made sense when you said it. I just never heard it before.
I never heard it either.
What was I going to say though? Oh yeah, I think though, if like you're asking me to take a stab at it today, I'm saying Alvin, Devin Neal, and that's the 1-2 punch. I think. I mean,
that's the 1-2 punch. I mean, you can.
Yeah, I mean, I can't bet on Kendrick at this point. I can't bet on Clyde. I mean, I can't bet on Yarns. I can't. Who else is on this team? That's. I mean, I think I gotta go with Neal is 2 at this point. Okay. He hasn't disappointed me yet. He hasn't disappointed anyone yet. So he's the guy that I got to go with at that spot. And I think everybody else is very much up in the air. If you ask, like, it's crazy. Like, I'm about to walk back what I said. I think by the end of camp, I think if you're asking me today to pick who doesn't do enough to stay on the team, though, it's hard to see him getting cut. But I mean, I would probably predict Kendrick is my like, if someone was asking me like surprise cut or whatever, like that's probably the guy that's at the bottom for me right now. And I'm the biggest like Kendrick guy, but like I'm just at the point of I don't know. Too much has gone wrong for me to predict that something's going to go right.
And that's all fair. And that's why this question is so hard to answer, because skill, availability, on-field talent, off-the-field problems. Velus Jones also another name that, we haven't mentioned yet. All of those factors are in this pot. And it's just so many different things that can go so many different ways, because even cutting on Kendrick's, not even just college tape, some of his highlights in the league, you're like, oh, well, when he's on, he's the man. Yeah. But that has to a pilot light got to consistently stay on. It can't just get the little clicks at the beginning of the stove. It has to stay on.
Like, Clyde's going to pick up the offense. He's going to know what he needs to do. He's going to, there's just so many questions with Kendrick. But as we sit here today, it's just tough. It's tough. Oh, Xavier Halliday is another one on the team. Velus has like had more plays in OTAs than the others, I think, but I think it's just like the nature of like his type of game. He's someone that's kind of gotten the ball a couple times. He looked good in that one clip too. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, this just makes me more antsy for contact. This makes me more antsy for when they put on the pads, because seeing how you operate in that's going to tell. The college tape can say whatever it says for all of these guys, except for Alvin, because we already know what he is. But when it comes to putting them pads on and them to get out there and popping and stuff like that, that's really going to show who's made of what.
The hardest thing with Kendrick is that I feel like he has the ability And I say this with respect to everyone on the team. I know who's on the roster.
That's right.
I think he has the ability, like, to put together the single most impressive run out of all of them. Like a single play,
And
like
I
a
agree with you
at
on that.
this point,
Right.
he is a freak, man. Like, dude he's huge. He's so athletic. He's
Mm-hmm.
explosive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he has the ability to have the best highlight out of everybody. And I say that knowing Alvin Kamara is on this team, and Alvin could just bounce off 17 dudes any moment. But
A
like,
pinball, yeah.
Kendra has the ability to have the most just
Yeah.
breathtaking,
Yeah.
powerful, just like type run. It just come at it like crazy.
He can
And
bulldoze you, juke you, shift you, spin
he's an
you, and then
amazing
keep
athlete,
going.
man.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
dude, like, please just put it together. Like, I just want to I want to know what he can be, man. I just want
Right.
to know what he can be. Like,
Right.
just get out of like whatever is blocking it, just get out of the way and just I just hope we get to see it, man. I really hope we get to see it. Because I think he could be like, I still think he could be a special player, but it's just so far, like, it's so
Yeah.
far away right now.
Well, he shed that too, and now he's just in 5. So we'll have to see.